Hello everyone, I hope you've been enjoying your HBL so far. Today, I just want to quickly go through this model essay that I posted on Google Classroom a few days back. This is the one about choosing two moments from the play that show that Charlie is a good person. So I've went through some of your essays. I think you guys did a good job. One problem I noticed consistently is that you all didn't pick moments that specifically show that Charlie is a good person. Okay, a lot of you pick moments which show that he is a polite person when he greeted Bert, and quite a lot of you also picked a moment where he was showing empathy to Algernon, and I asked you, like, why does empathy make Charlie a good person? Okay, you have to draw the link clearly. Okay, so let's just look through the essay that I have given you and talk through my thought process about why I chose these two moments and how the essay is structured. Okay, so I've highlighted the 2 points which show Charlie being a good person in the play. The first one I picked is Charlie reassuring Miss Kenyon on her choice of sending him to the experiment. This is when Miss Kenyon showed doubt that maybe her choice to send him to the experiment wasn't a good one, and Charlie feels the same thing actually, because Charlie realizes that the experiment is not permanent, the results of the experiment is not permanent, and that he might actually lose his intelligence, but he overcomes his insecurity and chooses to reassure Miss Kenyon because he cares for her, and of course doing that is a good thing. That's why I picked this point. Okay, the second moment I picked is when he gave his final speech, okay, final monologue. If you don't know what a monologue means, it's a character talking to himself. So during this speech, he talked about leaving town because he didn't want anyone to feel sad. This is a very selfless thing and clearly shows that Charlie is a good person. Okay, so the point here is when you pick your two moments, you have to be very careful. Don't just flip through the book and pick the first two things that you highlighted in class. Okay, you can't do that. You have to look at the book very carefully and ask yourself whether this moment shows that Charlie is a good person. Okay, not polite, not empathic, but good. So let's go through in greater detail on the evidence and analysis. Okay, so for the first point, I picked this part of the entire scene. Again, you all don't have to quote the entire scene, okay? You just need to pick the key line to show what you're trying to show. So during their conversation at the cafe, Charlie told Miss Kenyon, "I know what you're thinking. Cheer up. Algernon is still smart, isn't he?" The keyword in this line of evidence is cheer up. I go on to explain that we know that Charlie himself wasn't sure of whether the experiment would be a success, as he immediately said after to himself, "No guarantee of permanence, I didn't want to think of what that might mean." This he said to himself. Okay, so it clearly shows us that he has doubts whether the experiment would be a success. Why is this line important? Why did I include this line in the essay? Because this line shows insecurity and unease in Charlie, and instead of giving in to his insecurity and unease, okay, he chose to reassure her. Okay, read what I said here. He flat out reassures her with, "Cheer up, Algernon is still smart." And this tells me that he is willing to overcome his own insecurity to comfort Miss Kenyon. And therefore this makes him a good person, someone who is willing to overcome their own troubles, okay, just to extend a helping hand for someone is very obviously a good person. Alright, for the second point about Charlie's final speech, the line I quoted is this: "I don't want Miss Kenyon to feel sorry for me. Everybody feels sorry for me at the factory and I don't want that either." Okay, why did I pick this line? Because the keyword here is "I don't want." Okay, Charlie doesn't want everyone else to feel bad for him. Look at my analysis that comes after. These lines show that Charlie feels really bad that everyone around him feels sorry for him because of the failed experiment. He doesn't want them to have these negative feelings, and he doesn't want to do nothing like that again. Okay, this is from slightly earlier on in the speech. So all this, why did I include all this? Because all this shows that Charlie is putting other people's feelings above his own comfort, taking a drastic action like moving out of town just so people don't feel bad. Okay, look at my thought process. My evidence is I don't want Miss Kenyon to feel sorry for me. And then I go on to explain that he doesn't want everyone else to feel sorry for him, and therefore he is moving out of town. Moving out of town is a very drastic action, okay? It's not something that people do lightly. So the fact that he is willing to move out of town, to pack up all his things and change his entire lifestyle just so the people around him won't feel bad for him, shows what an incredibly good person this Charlie Gordon is. So that's all for today's lesson. It's quite short, but I just wanted to walk you through this model essay that I've given you instead of just throwing it onto your lap and letting you absorb it yourself. I hope this lesson was helpful. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to smash that like button, and I will see you all when school reopens. Take care. Bye bye.